Hi y'all, it's Coach Becky here from A Better You with Coach Becky, and today I am making skinny chocolate. My favorite skinny chocolate recipe is from Toni Perdew. It's called Home Run Skinny Chocolate because it's that good. It's a home run. So I make mine in the double boiler. I melt it down. Let me turn the camera around and I'll show you. I just melt everything together and stir. I'll show you what the ingredients are. I have melted some coconut oil, some baker's chocolate, some butter. There's 3 tablespoons of butter to the recipe, so not a lot of butter, it's mostly coconut oil. I sweeten it with Gentle Sweet. The xylitol-free works just fine. Peanut flour, superfood collagen in there, some mineral salt, and then I like to flavor with extracts. I use some pure Mexican vanilla. That's the best vanilla to use, it's amazing. And then I use Trim Healthy Mama Peanut Butter Natural Burst. The recipe also calls for sunflower lecithin. This makes it super creamy. This takes a few minutes for everything to melt and combine, and now it's ready to go in the molds. And what makes skinny chocolate even better? Skinny peanut butter. This is the peanut butter recipe from the Treeces in the cookbook, but instead of using natural peanut butter, it's all peanut flour. So THM peanut flour, some coconut oil. I use Gentle Sweet instead of super sweet. It has some mineral salt. You just melt the coconut oil and mix the other ingredients. And you can find that tip in the notes section of the cookbook on page 378 of the Trim Healthy Mama cookbook. All right, now it's time to pour it into some molds. And we are going to use hearts. This is a Wilton candy mold. It's actually for, Oreo cookie molds. We're not doing that. And I have some little papers for peanut butter cups. And then I also have a silicone mold that's heart-shaped also. So let's do it. I melt my coconut oil in glass, but then I transfer the chocolate and the peanut butter to silicone measuring cups, because then it's easier for me to pour into the molds. Another little trick, if you want to get the exact amounts, you can use a little medicine dropper, syringe, and use it for the chocolate and the peanut butter. I do use that when the kids are helping me, but for myself usually I just mix and pour. And to keep the sugars from not all settling on the bottom, stir, pour, stir, pour. So we are going to start with some chocolate, and then we'll add a little peanut butter. And some of these will just be mostly chocolate. And yes, I make messes too. Fill the molds and set it in the freezer to set up just for a few minutes, maybe 10 minutes. I've got my paper liners in there and I'm ready to pour some chocolate. We'll let that set, then add the peanut butter. I'll show you the syringe trick here. I love these silicone bowls because you can squeeze them and it's easier to stir. So yes, even though I did the syringe for a few to show you how that works, and I have the children do that when they're helping me, so it's less mess. But yes, it's definitely easier just to pour. And now we're gonna set this tray in the freezer. And just to let you know what that Wilton cookie candy mold looks like, there's the label for it. Now these have been sitting in the freezer and they're set up and chilled. And now we will remove them Look how pretty those are. The lighting makes it look really dark, but they are super light, like milk chocolate. And I promise, if you have not liked skinny chocolate recipes, this one is a great one to try. Sorry, it's noisy. I just place them in a plastic container, put a quick sheet in there so that they don't freeze to the container. I like to keep them thin instead of a real thick piece to chew into. We're just going to go ahead and pour a second tray. And even though these weren't completely hardened, they popped out just fine, and I placed them back in the freezer so they can get harder. And now these are set up from the freezer, and the silicone, you can just pop them out. Will decided to come. Can you say hi?
Hi.
So what we're gonna do is gonna pop the rest of these out of this mold. Don't be intimidated to make skinny chocolate. It is super duper easy and delicious if you use the proper ingredients. I recommend gentle sweet, peanut flour, extracts. All of those things make a difference. When I first started Trim Healthy Mama and made skinny chocolate, it was a little too dark for me. I will add the links below in the description of this video for some of these supplies and recipe. And when making skinny chocolate, I just go ahead and double the recipe because it stores well in the freezer. And now we're gonna pour the peanut butter on top of the chocolate layer to make Treeces, which is a Trim Healthy Mama Reese's. And this too you can use with a little syringe if it's too messy to use to pour from your mixing bowl. I should mention that these little silicone measuring cups are from Pampered Chef, but it's been a couple of years. I don't know if they have them anymore. I have seen them at Aldi. And they are all covered with peanut butter and headed back to the freezer. This is actually one of those ice cube tray molds from IKEA. And have pretty little hearts. Okay, y'all, there we have chocolate peanut butter. Skinny chocolate peanut butter. And our final tray of chocolates. And these have peanut butter on them also. And that's Skinny Chocolate and Skinny Treeces. Home run skinny chocolate recipe by Toni Perdew with Coach Becky's Tweaks. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more tips, updates from Coach Becky.